Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to load CO2 ppm daily CSV, and we're also going to load air passengers CSV. So I have it here, and we'll rename the file so that it's correct. Okay. And then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if we can just load up Profit. Let's see if it's already installed in Google Colab. And if you run it, it actually imports correctly. If you needed to do some installation, you would run this command here. Okay. So the first thing is we're going to forecast carbon dioxide levels from daily data. So we read the file into a data frame, and you see that we just have two columns, date and value. And so this is standard for Profit, is that you have a date column and a value column. Okay. You need to convert the date column to a time column. So this right now it's an object, and now we're going to convert it. You see it has to be a date time. Now we need to change the name of columns. Again, this is required for Profit. It needs to have these particular names for Profit to work. Okay, so DS stands for date stamp. Okay, and then the Y is a numeric column. Okay. Now here's how we define the model. We say model equals Profit, and then we fit it to the data. Okay. Now it has to think here, so it takes some time. Okay, and it gives you some information here. Fortunately, none of this information is an error. Okay, so we're just going to watch it now actually run, and so it runs, and now we're going to forecast. Okay, so here when we say future, it says we make future data frame. So and the period is 365 days times 10 years, and then we forecast it using predict. Okay. And so now we get this new data frame called future, which has the following. Okay, so 1958, all these days. Okay, and it's going to tell us what it's predicting for those days. Okay. Okay. Now you see that the future goes 10 years beyond the data frame. Okay, so here it is, 10 years beyond the data frame. Okay, so you see here future tail is 2029, and then the data frame that we originally predicted ends in 2019. So these are the 10 years that we have. Okay, and future ahead just starts off with the same data that the data frame started off with. Okay, and then forecasting contains additional information, right? So it has the trend value, then it has the seasonality values as well. Okay, and here's what it is at the end. Okay, and now the most important thing here is that we can visualize the model. Okay, and so here's the actual historical data. Okay, of carbon dioxide, and then here is here is the prediction. Okay, with the upper and lower bounds listed out. Right, so you see that the prediction is that it's going to continue to go up. Okay. We can now examine the data frame and look at what all of these things mean. Okay, so here is our trend value. Okay, here is the lower and upper bounds on the trend. Okay, then we have these additive terms, and then we have weekly, yearly, and multiplicative terms. Okay, so here's a description of what all of these things are. So I encourage you to take some time and look at those. Okay, so if we plot the components of the forecast, we'll see it more clearly. Okay, so here's the trend. So you see the trend is going up, and this is a piecewise linear curve. Here's the weekly seasonality, and here's the yearly seasonality. So for example, you see that CO2 drops in the winter and increases during the summer. Okay, so that's it for forecasting CO2.